minute, fella. Look here.
It's 8:34 p.m., broadcasting live from inside the power band. This is The Blah. This week, folks, we're talking about Dragnet. I'm the Wolverine. With me is Jarhigo. The boss is C-Lab. Let's get to it.
Yo.
It's Pep.
That's right. Welcome to the show, folks. This week, we're doing week 2 of Buddy Cop Movie Month, and we are tackling the 1987 classic Dragnet. And I could not be more excited. I think everybody's excited to do this. So let's get to it. High, get level.
This was,
Talk.
This was delightful.
I'll be cutting that out. No, I said no delay.
Oh, no delay.
More
Sorry.
delightful.
Well, we should let that one go, and then we should just beep them like they're swears.
Ooh, that's a good idea. Or that, dude.
I like how this is slowly turning into like a Mexican radio show with your soundboard there, Benny.
I love it, man. I love it.
Oh, that's fucking great. Yeah, but I don't know, man. I definitely would have seen this a few times. It had been so long that I completely forgot it. And then just hearing the music, it reminded me of just how much Dragnet I watched, like the show back in the day when I was a kid on fucking, I must have been like Nick at Night or something. And it was really, really, really fun. And the comedy twist on it was just hilarious, dude. It was fucking great movie.
It's great.
Yeah, I was digging it.
Benny, you want to go next?
Sure.
Okay.
I probably saw this hundreds of times back in the day, like lots and lots of times. And it was great. It held up great. Dan Aykroyd is hilarious. I fucking forgot how funny Tom Cruise was.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, he was
Jesus
pretty
Christ.
good.
You, sir, are dead.
Tom Cruise would have been great in this.
Tom Hanks. I forgot how funny Tom Hanks was.
Yeah, he was great. He's a funny dude.
Everybody else is terrific, man. It's a really funny movie. Very entertaining.
That's right.
Very. So, Chad, am I understanding you right in that you're saying that you used to watch the show, Dragnet?
Yeah, I
Okay.
definitely would have caught it on Nick at Night a bunch here and there, you know.
Wow.
Back in the day, like, on Nantucket, there was, I couldn't even tell you when, but, like, up until maybe I was, like, 13 or 14 years old, there was only a handful of channels. So, maybe that's why.
I'm sure.
But, yeah, well, I watched a bunch of it.
Wow. Good for you, man. I would love to watch it. I just never watched it. So,
yeah.
I never saw the show. I mean, I'm familiar with Jack Webb and his whole thing and, you know, his portrayal of Friday. And, like, I get the gist of it. I've seen bits and bobs of it enough to know.
It was basically this without the comedy. Like, it was pretty
yeah,
straightforward,
exactly.
yeah.
Well, I've read a bunch about it, too, through the course of doing, like, you know, various, like, old radio shows and stuff like that.
Yeah, sure.
Because he did a lot of radio, right? So, you know, this was supposed to be like a real kind of police procedural. It started as a radio show and then it, you know, became a television show. It was incredibly popular. It was a radio show, then a television show, then another television show. So very, very popular, man. And I never really watched it, but I do know about Jack Webb. So this movie came out, and certainly when it came out, I knew nothing about the original show. But I love this movie. I've seen this so many times. I can't even wrap my head around it. And I haven't seen it in probably 15 or 20 years, but man, it all came back to me, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Held up beautifully, held up perfectly. It's as funny as it was back then. The dialogue is fantastic. Like, the cast is great. Great story. Great combination of a real police story and comedy as well. And that's it. We'll open it up later.
Super well crafted.
Very, very well crafted.
And
so,
a fucking rock solid buddy cop movie.
Oh, god damn, dude. And I mean, like, you know, in the annals of the whole buddy cop, or the spirit of the whole buddy cop month that we're doing, like, it's funny because, like, the original show was serious, not a buddy cop, right? They were partners, sure, but not buddy cop. But you do it as a comedy, man, and then all of a sudden, bam, you got a buddy cop movie, dude, and a great one. So yeah, agree wholeheartedly.
Yeah, I think because I've only seen it a handful of times, like probably once or twice or whatever, and it had been so long that it was surprising how it shouldn't have surprised me how well crafted it was, considering it's Aykroyd, but it was super delicious. It was so tight, and well done, and like you said, even the crime, the crime element of the story was well put together. It wasn't some slapstick bullshit.
Yeah, no, not at all. I was reading a blurb about it somewhere, and Dan Aykroyd was saying, the reason why this movie works, or the reason why movies like this work, is because they're grounded in realism.
Yeah.
Right? And we've talked about this before, and I've certainly said it before. It's like you don't play to the comedy, man. You just play it straight.
Yeah.
The comedy is already in there. And if you do it right, it'll land. And it does, man. And it's great that they didn't make it like a goofball story. Like the story itself, like
it was goofy enough.
Crime story. Well, the crime story is kind of goofy, but it's kind of like a real crime story too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like,
Political
you
power
got this
play
group
stuff.
of people, yeah, and they're trying to do, yeah, exactly, political power plays and this, that, and the third. So it's cool like that.
Like the power play
Dan
stuff
Aykroyd-
is rooted in reality, and then like the goat leg fucking pagan festival is the silly stuff, but it's fucking great.
Yeah, for sure, and it is great. You're right.
Hey, man, I don't know what kind of reality you live in.
It's so good, man. The fucking dude that comes around with like the big huge tray of pills. It's just
Don't forget your leggings.
Don't forget your gold leggings.
So good, man. Maybe part of the deal here is I love Spies Like Us for similar reasons, and it just like has this same kind of thing going here, the Aykroyd-esque humor, and it just was nice to see something fresh that I completely forgot about.
Yeah, me too.
That's in that vein, because I have such a soft spot for that type of stupid humor.
I agree.
Maybe it's similar to what we did with Three Amigos. It's just so silly but fucking great.
I would put those three movies in the same category. Yeah. It's like, good story, great writing, excellently crafted.
But this is the straightest of the bunch. Like I like how
no question
how straight this one is. It makes it way funnier.
I think it does too. I agree.
And really, kudos to Aykroyd, because he drives the straightness. He does. Such a fucking straight and narrow douche. I love it. I love how fucking straight he is.
Yeah, so early Nugget, he apparently was just short of like obsessed with this show. Like he was just a huge fan of Jack Webb, right? So he studied him. He studied his mannerisms, the speech patterns, like the way he moved, the way he walked, like all of it. So, not a huge stretch for him to do this, and he does it in such a great way, man. He's such a brilliant comedic actor, man, and like I've just grew up with this guy, and he's so great.
One of the best.
I've seen like everything that he's done, and he is one of the best, and this is no exception, man. He's totally excellent in this, and he wrote it too with the director. They both wrote it, so hats off to him, man, and hats off to playing it straight and emulating Jack Webb at the same time, and he does a great job. And like when you pit his straight-laced Joe Friday against Strebeck, because it's easy to forget now that Tom Hanks, back then he did a lot of comedy. The first thing I ever saw him in was Bosom Buddies, and this is not that far after this. And Tom Hanks was a total goofball back then. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you think about like Bosom Buddies and Big and this and like I don't know what else, like Joe versus the Volcano, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think what else, or like the Burbs kind of too. Like
Money Pit.
Yeah, Money Pit. He was definitely a goofball, man.
Yeah, he did a lot of comedy.
Yeah, he sure did. That was like his thing.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, he's still really funny. He just doesn't do a lot of comedy anymore.
He doesn't really do any comedy anymore,
He did an SNL Celebrity Jeopardy as himself.
Oh, nice.
Hell yeah.
And it's fucking hilarious.
Really?
Yeah, it's very good. It's very
I like
good.
it.
He keeps trying to like speak into the pen. Like Trebek is like, that's a pen, not a microphone.
Yeah.
I read something that he was saying that I want to say it was this, but I'm probably misremembering. Either way, it was like I think it might have been this, where the reception that he got from this was such that he felt like he was an actual actor for the first time because of how much the comedy stuff he had done back in the day. It couldn't have been this. Like, this is super like comedy-esque, but like regardless of what movie he was referring to, it was very early in his career, and to back up what you were saying, Kev, like he very much thought of himself as a goofball comedy actor and didn't consider himself serious, and then got a solid reception for a very early movie, and it kind of he was like, okay, I am actually an actor, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Yeah,
like I could see how you'd put yourself in that boat. You're just like, oh yeah, I'm just a comedy actor, but then getting a little bit of accolades, and you're like, no, actually, I can take this more seriously. So it definitely fits the bill because he was super silly in a lot of movies. Maybe it was Big.
Yeah, I would say it was probably Big because he was very comedic in that, but it also had
heart,
dramatic undertones.
Yeah, it would have been Big, yeah, which is right after this, I think, in terms of chronology.
I'm sorry, I'm ejecting to look at where he kind of. All right, so it was He Knows You're Alone. Then
this is super
Splash
early.
was huge.
Splash was funny.
This is 1984. Splash and Bachelor Party. He did both. And Splash, I remember, was massive, absolutely massive.
Yeah.
For him, and then he did Man with One Red Shoe, then Volunteers, The Money Pit, Nothing in Common, which was Nothing in Common was kind of the first, I think, serious movie because I don't know why it was one of these like hey, Beastmaster's on moments, but that movie was on and I watched it and I ended up loving it. And like he's funny in it, but it's a serious movie.
Sure.
Because he's taking care of his dad, who's Jackie Gleason. So I think that was kind of the first, him kind of being serious in a movie. You know what I mean? And then we get into what?
Like Big.
Bonfire of the Vanities.
I mean, Big, dude. Big is, for me at least, like a legendary piece of 80s cinema.
Oh, shit. You're right. Yeah, definitely would be Big.
Legacy Hanks. I mean, those are all great movies, but Big was like one that really stuck out.
Yeah.
Totally.
And then My Hey Beastmaster's On, which is probably shared by a lot of people, is the Joe versus the Volcano. Like, I've seen that hundreds of times.
Yes.
Which is super silly.
But I did just watch recently, like literally 2 weeks ago, I watched League of Their Own because it's just.
I want to revisit that one. I remember that being quite good. Does it hold up?
It's great. Yeah, holds up perfectly, just like this movie, dude. That's a great movie, man.
Speaking of holding up, man, like I watched Naked Gun, the first Naked Gun movie, just on a whim a while back, and it was funny, but it didn't hold up, and like this very much did.
No, don't say that.
Like, it wasn't terrible. It's just that this was super solid, like rock fucking solid, held up.
Yeah.
So it was interesting because like this and it's slightly different, but this and Naked Gun are very much of a similar, maybe not tone, but they're going for the same kind of thing, like silly crime laugh, detective hard boiled bullshit, like it's very different, but same in some ways. You don't think so?
Wait, what was that, Penny?
No, they're similar, I suppose. I feel like if you're not in the right mood, then Naked Gun is not going to hit.
Yeah.
I agree. Yeah, I could agree with that for sure.
Maybe that's what it was.
I mean, when I think about it, all the parts are fucking hysterical.
They are,
so
man.
I can't see how the movie in and of itself can't be funny. But I know what you mean. Like, it's such an onslaught.
Yeah.
Like, when you guys are talking about playing it straight or whatever, I don't think Naked Gun, I mean, Leslie Nielsen definitely sort of is, but like, I think it's more of like an onslaught of jokes, whereas this has like a different kind of flow to it.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
I agree, yeah.
This is like Naked Gun is just like a cup full of sugar, whereas this is like, a cake with layers. That's the weirdest analogy ever. Yeah. But I'm going with it.
True, but you got to remember too that like Naked Gun is more in the vein of like a National Lampoon,
or like airplane or something. Yeah,
Airplane, where it's like pure slapstick and the jokes are just rapid fire, coming every second. That kind of thing.
Yeah.
You get into this, and this is way more well crafted, man. You know what I mean? Like this is like a.
Well, it's different. It's a different style of.
Well, yeah. Okay. So coming at it from that angle, yes, it's a different style of comedy, no question about it.
Yeah, I think one of the biggest pitfalls for me was I was showing Lady Lumps for the first time. So there's that whole like nervousness about showing somebody something that doesn't have nostalgia for it. So that would have definitely colored the experience for Naked Gun too. But it definitely, I think you said it well, whether you have to be in the right headspace for it, Benny. So
Yes.
whereas this, I think like you could just pick it up and it's solid enough that regardless you're gonna enjoy it.
Well, the comedy is not like the showcase in this. That's, I think, the killer combo of this movie. Well, yeah, it's
not the skeleton.
Well, it's not. It's not the focal point.
Well, it kind of is, but it has bones, I guess.
Kind of, but I think your comment about the skeleton is apt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's not the skeleton in the movie. It's like the straight police procedural story is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But the comedy is. That's what it's the killer combo of this movie. And I'm so surprised that this movie only is a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, man.
What?
That's crazy.
Yeah. Because I rented it on Vudu, which is my go-to. And even though like it only holds 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, but then when you scroll down and they give you like a little review kind of snapshot of like, you know, Roger Ebert and a bunch of other people. And it's like they're all very positive reviews. So it's weird.
One random asshole just gave it a 0 or something.
Literally one random asshole. Totally. It's just like a poor rating and no commentary.
Sweet. There's just no way this is a 50%.
No way. No. I mean, like the comment, like the Roger Ebert comment is it's fun a lot of the time. Several individual shots are hilarious. Another guy said Mr. Aykroyd and Mr. Hanks play well together. The funniest performance in the film is that of Dabney Coleman, which is, you know, pretty true. One guy said the script is a goldmine of one-liners. And somebody else said it's lowbrow and sophomoric, what you'd call dumb fun. You know, like, I don't know about that last comment.
Oh, okay. Like,
yeah.
It's sophomoric, but here, let me make a horrible pun that shows me as an idiot.
Yeah, but it's like, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't agree with that last comment. I think there's a lot more going on here than any of these people are seeing. You know what I mean?
You compare this to like an Ace Ventura or something or whatever. It's just a completely different thing.
Again, completely different. But, you know, again, like Aykroyd said, you know, it's about doing the police procedural, man, you know, not playing to the comedy. You know, you don't ever want to like play to anything, you know, and certainly not play to being funny. And it's like, that's how you make great comedy. Yeah. And that's why this works, I think, so well.
Sure.
I also think too that like, I mean, in just in terms of like this getting a 50% on Rotten Tomatoes, like Dragnet having been started as a radio show and then being a TV show and then another TV series, if you've got fans from that watching this, they're going to be like,
It's going to be like Star Wars
next.
fans.
Yeah, exactly. They're going to be like us, you know, like the sort of like
Sure.
You think they're contributing to the 50% rating though?
Yeah. Oh, well, I'm not. Maybe, yeah. You know, I'm just saying, like, I'm only saying that you've got a large number of fans of that show. I mean, it was incredibly popular, man. So, like, if, you know, it came out.
People were grumpy, maybe.
Yeah, people would be grouchy about it. I mean, shit, we would have been too, man. You know?
Maybe.
Might have been. It was merely a theory I was working on.
I like it. You mentioned Dabney Coleman stealing the show. I reckon Kathleen Freeman stole the fucking show, man. That scene with her at the door.
Oh, the white wedding dress? Oh my God, man. Come on. Her mouth is so foul, dude. But again, the insults are well crafted.
Useless,
like
scum-lapping shitbag.
Yeah, maybe not well crafted, but like they chose the words for the insults carefully. You could tell, perfect. Man. You know, it wasn't just like
very much.
Yeah, it wasn't just like you're a stupid ball sucker or something stupid like that. Like they took their time with it, which
About
I
time
really
you pencil dick
appreciate.
showed up.
Big, bad, stupid-looking piece of sewage breath stole my wedding dress.
So good, man.
Goddamn puss-faced pimp stink. Jesus Christ.
So, fun fact.
Useless scum-lapping shitbag.
Dude, I cracked up when she said that.
Slimy little jizz bucket.
Slimy jizz bucket was my favorite, yeah.
Miserable bag of puke.
And it didn't feel like she was saying the insults. Like felt like they were being fired out of a cannon. The way she does, you know what I mean? Like the delivery is such that it feels like they're being fired out of a cannon. You know, like you could feel that shit when it's coming out of her mouth. She does such a great job with it. A couple of fun facts here. She and Harry Morgan and one of the other players in the movie were the only three to appear in the original show.
Oh, really?
Which I didn't know. I mean, everybody kind of knows Harry Morgan was in the original show.
Yeah, but I didn't know she was.
No, I didn't either. And then the other thing, too, is that she's always seemed familiar to me, and I could never really place it. But she was the penguin, the nun in Blues Brothers.
Yeah,
and
so good. It says she was in Innerspace, too, which I don't recall her as the Dream Lady, but she definitely holds a place in my heart, man. She's just so funny.
Wait, she was who in Innerspace?
The Dream Lady, I guess. There was like that dream sequence.
Oh, when he's at the beginning, when he's at the register and he's having that nightmare.
Yeah.
Yeah, she pulls out the gun,
there,
the little
and she
gun
pulls
lighter.
out the little, yes.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, she's really funny, man. My God.
Very, very funny. And really gets to shine in, really in this and in Innerspace, man. Because that scene in Innerspace
and Naked Gun 33 and a third, apparently.
What?
Speaking of which.
Get the out of here.
Oh, God. Wow, she's been in everything, man.
Yeah, baby.
I'm not going to start reading names because
then you got to go and find the links later.
Then I have to do show notes. And
that sounds like a lot of work.
That nobody reads or clicks
I
on
read
links
them.
ever.
Sure
I'm going to start having ChatGPT do that.
But back to Kathleen Freeman, I feel like she is kind of in the Estelle Harris kind of camp of like everywhere and just little bit parts and fucking is absolutely hysterical. And I absolutely fucking cracked up when she was at the front door here. That and the wedding dress was like super slim later with the Virgin Connie Swale.
Yes.
So great, man.
Excellent.
And I like the use of the Virgin Connie Swale. That was just fucking great.
Oh, that whole thing was just great. I mean, they just kept
so dumb
going.
but great.
It was so dumb but great, but they just kept going and just kept going and going with it, man. It was awesome.
He introduces his grandmother. He's like, Grandma, this is the Virgin Connie Swale.
Yes. But again, he's so straight in all of his delivery. Like he never wavers once, and that's just the beauty of it.
No, he doesn't even crack a smile.
Yeah.
No.
It would have fallen apart if he had.
It would have, man. It would have totally fallen apart. So
he must have. Like he must have
definitely.
lost it on set a couple of times.
I'm sure, man. But at the same time, like Dan Aykroyd is like a consummate pro, dude. I could totally see him not cracking. I could see other people around him laughing while he's doing it more than I could see him cracking in it, but
I feel like even the character of Friday is like he's straight and that's funny. But like how straight and narrow he is, where he arrests the priest in the restaurant and then is super confused when his bosses get mad at him. He's like, well, I'm following the law. It's just, it like makes it even funnier. It's just, it's great, man.
Yeah.
Thanks for trying, Friday. Thanks for trying, Joe.
Speaking of
Whirly.
All right, let's go on Whirly.
Dude.
I was going to go somewhere else, but that's fine.
Plumber.
No, where were you going?
No. Let's go on Whirly. He's a bigger character.
Alexander Paul, Connie Swale.
No, I was going to go with Granny Monday actually, but we'll save that.
Well,
we can go to her next.
Yeah,
we'll go to her next. So Whirly, I'm pretty sure this was my first exposure to Christopher Plummer. I didn't really.
He's
know
super
anything about
young
him.
in this, man.
Guess.
Just compared to I guess he's stuck in my brain from The Insider. So I just picture him in his older years. It was delightful how young he was.
How old was he in this movie?
I don't know. Why? 1929. So this was 89. About 60. Late 50s.
Because he was great in
Knives Out.
What's that? No, that great bank robbery movie we've talked about.
I just said it. Inside Man.
Oh, Inside Man. Yes, you're right. Sorry.
That's okay.
I didn't hear you.
I think I actually said The Insider, but yeah, Inside Man. That's what I know him.
Yeah, Inside Man.
That's the most
that is The
recognizable thing I
Insider.
know him from. Oh, there is a...
Jesus fuck.
Maybe I was reading the wrong one then. But yeah, Inside Man with Clive Owen.
Maybe
And,
it's because you're stupid.
What's her name? I'm taking a death for this.
Oh, shit. He died last year.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize that.
Jodie Foster. Give me a Jodie Foster death, please. I should not forget that lady. She's fucking amazing.
Yeah, that was stupid of you, Chad.
Oh, that's right, dude. Willem Dafoe's in that. We should do that, man. I fucking love that movie.
Yeah. Denzel, Clive Owen. Got your Jody death. Done, dude.
Done and done. Yeah, dude. Chris
Yes.
Plummer. Love him. He's fucking amazing, and he's super slimy in this. He was a delightful, kind of like giggly, weird, religious freak show.
He was.
What's not to love?
He was super weird, awkward, and as Ben and I were talking about while we were waiting for you to start, and Ben was saying like he's definitely got a great supervillain vibe.
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
There's like
totally.
the sort of goofy pastor front, and then there's sort of like
The Lex
evil
Luthor
criminal
back, yeah.
mastermind. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Bring forth the virgin, you know? Like, so great and
Yeah.
stupid and just excellent.
Yeah, that's great. That's a great observation. He's totally got the villain thing. The what did you just say? Super villain?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Evil criminal mastermind.
Yeah, exactly. He's totally got that vibe. I like that, considering it's like evil criminal mastermind alongside Dabney Coleman's kind of porn king. You know, so it's kind of trying to spin it as, you know, angels and devils, or the good and the bad, but it's actually like there's both
Absolutely.
different flavors of fucking corrupt dickheads.
Of the bad.
It's so good.
No, totally. And I remember like when I first saw this movie thinking like, you know, that like Dabney Coleman was this like sleazy guy, and then when I found out that like Christopher Plummer was the evil bad guy and they were in cahoots, I was like, oh no. Oh my God, dude. Right?
Shyamalan twist. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, man. Christopher Plummer. I mean, what's not to love?
Yeah, he's excellent, man. This definitely was, I'm pretty sure this is my first exposure to him, and I think my second being would have to be General Chang from Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, which was
Ooh,
excellent.
yes.
Excellent. It was a great way to end the original cast's kind of run in the Star Trek movies before the Next Generation kind of took over, and where we had the passing of the guard in Generations, and that was a great movie, and he was great in that. Like, he was freaking scary as a Klingon, dude.
He was a Klingon? I gotta watch that.
Yeah, man.
Yep.
Come on.
It would have been years since I've seen it. You can give me a death if you want.
Yeah, fair enough. No, I'm not going to give you a death, but that was 91 that he did that. So it was just a few years after this.
I want them to play Cha-Cha-Chang-Chang when he comes on screen.
Right. Ah, I like that. Very nice.
Now that's a death.
Okay.
Yeah, 12 Monkeys, Dr. Goins. That's the one we did with him recently. Love it. Yeah, it's a shame we lost him. We're losing all the good ones these days, man. Did you see, what's his name died, dude? The fucking dude from The Wire?
Yes, Lance Reddick, dude.
Yeah, dude, I fucking love
just
that guy.
talking about that at work today, man.
Such a shame, man.
Major bummer. Yeah, he was great. He was great as the sort of the hotel kind of concierge guy in John Wick.
Yeah,
dude.
the Wick movies, yeah.
And I always felt like he should have had a bigger part in that.
Definitely, man. He's fucking awesome.
Yeah, and he was kind of underrepresented in John Wick for, you know, considering some of the work that he's done. Like, just the fact that he was in The Wire, you know.
Yeah, dude.
Because The Wire is so damn good, man.
He was excellent in that. Anyway, shout out to everyone who's fucking dropping dead. It's so fucked. Terrible.
It is. And you were right, Chad. He was in The Insider as well. That's a Michael Mann movie.
Yeah, I know.
He played Mike Wallace in that.
Granny Friday.
Oh, are we now
Granny
we're gonna get
Monday?
down Granny Monday?
Granny
Dude,
Monday.
Granny Monday. That was so
great.
great. Just the fact that when he introduced her, he was like, "No, this is from my maternal side. This is Granny Monday." I was like, "Come on, man!"
So funny.
Like I thought it was kind of dumb. I think when I used to watch this movie, but It's like, really? But like that actress, I don't know who she is, but god damn it, she's so funny, man. She took that little part and just absolutely just destroyed it, man. She was so great, dude. I would be delighted to Detective Star Trek. I love that, man.
That was so good.
Yes.
She kept mispronouncing his name. It was great, man. And again with the dialogue, like everything they came up with was great. So if she called him something else first, and then it was Detective Star Trek when he was escorting her to the bike, I was like, oh,
Yeah, dude,
so
the Star Trek show was just too good. Lenka Peterson. She must have been an old school, been in a million things kind of actor. She was fucking great.
well, yeah, she was, fantastic, man. She just crafted like a great little character, man, and she brought this really cool, weird energy to it that was just really funny and kind of blissfully ignorant, and I don't know. It was just really memorable, and it was just as funny now as it was 20 years ago.
No doubt, man. This is great.
That's all I got to say about that.
She was fucking funny. Alexander Paul, dude. The Virgin
Granny,
Connie's whale.
if you're eating a Never mind.
What'd you say,
No,
Betty?
what?
Go back to it.
Just the Granny, you ever eaten a chili dog off the back of a motorcycle?
And she's totally down for it, man.
Mhm.
You sly minx.
That'd be tricky to eat a chili dog off the back of a motorcycle.
No, it would be great. I can't remember some of her other lines that I felt like everything that came out of her mouth was really funny.
The Dom Perignon bit. I can't remember what she said there, but yeah, she's such a charming old lady. The character is such a charming granny.
Yeah, great part.
Excellent part.
Great bit part.
All right, so go, Alexandra Paul.
Virgin Connie's whale. I don't know. It's just such a cliched damsel in distress. It's leaning so into that ridiculous trope that it makes it even funnier, I think.
It's
Agreed.
absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
She looks like a Disney princess.
She
Like,
totally does.
She does.
She totally does, man. Yeah. She did a great job playing her, and I don't know why, but she was just like, she was so charming in her just stupid levels of innocence. It was great. She was in Baywatch with Pam Anderson, which I thought was pretty wild. She was a Baywatch girl, which is pretty,
Really?
yeah, pretty amazing. Super accomplished person considering the Disney princess she played. I don't know if I've ever even seen Christine, the movie Christine, but she was in that. Do you guys recall her from that?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. She played
Lee?
Arnie's girl, man. I mean, I know that movie pretty well. I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys do or not, but
I don't really.
Been a
yeah,
long
she
time.
played Arnie's girlfriend. That's a really good movie. That would be a great King movie to do, man. Horror movie to do.
Totally.
I'm down.
And it's one of those kind of King movies that's a little bit, on the fringe. It's not quite like, ghouls and gross shit and like, it's not like Pet Cemetery where it's like, let's bury our kid in the ground. You know what I mean? And
Oh,
like,
dude, that
comes
one's
back
rough,
as a
yeah.
crazy. That's a nuts movie, dude.
Mm.
And it also has Tasha Yar in it. Yo.
Yeah.
And but yeah, Christine's a good one to do for sure. So yeah, she was in that, and then of course, most famously, probably Baywatch.
Yeah, it's pretty well. She's a
Right.
super accomplished person. Like she's like a activist advocate for, like, she would go door to door and register voters and stuff. And she's like a fucking EMT. And it's just like, I don't remember, it was Dolph Lundgren or whatever. He's like a fucking quantum physicist or some shit. I just love how some
Yeah,
of these
he
actors
is.
have like some serious chops. It's great.
Yeah, totally, man.
She's such
She's
a
boots on the ground, man. She ain't
Barbie
just talking
princess.
about it, Chad. She's out
She's
there
doing it.
man.
Yeah. I
Going
don't know.
door to door, getting people registered, man.
That's one of the random things I like about doing the show is you just find out really weird shit about people. And it's like, yeah, high five. Nice work.
100%.
Get it
yes, agreed.
Nice work, Alexander Paul.
Getting it done.
Wait, she's so ridiculous in this movie. I love it's just like kidnapped virgin with Kathleen Freeman's wedding dress, and then like 2 minutes later she's falling in love with fucking Dan Aykroyd's Jughead with a
Oh,
mohawk
man.
and goat legs, So funny, man. Maybe just to divert into that pagan scene, man. The outfits
There's a lot
that those
going on
two
there.
had was just fucking too good. The mohawk bullshit and Tom Hanks with his Stand and
Right.
deliver fucking hairnet.
Totally.
It was too good. And then the classic, Chief, you'll never believe what I saw. I'll take you there. And they go, and there's nothing there anymore. Like, that's the tropiest fucking shit in the world, too.
Wait, which bit was the tropiest thing?
Where they have the huge pagan festival, and then they try and convince the chief to come and see, and it's nothing there. You know, like it's that classic. No one believes,
I always
me
got
trope.
Yes, I always got very frustrated by the nobody believes me bit of this movie. There's a thread there that goes on for quite a little while, you know. And I was always like, how do you not believe Friday?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, he's Friday. How do you not believe Friday? And they didn't believe him.
It's fucked.
It is. It's crazy, man.
I don't know. I guess like the more I think about how straight I'm saying the movie is, the less straight it is. You know, it opens with like, you know, a fruit bat is stolen and a lion's mane is stolen. They're at the zoo and fucking
kids, it'll grow back.
It'll grow back. And like, yay!
Yeah.
Silly, dude. I love it. All for just a throwaway thing where fucking Chris Plummer is just like, and a mane of a lion. Just throws it into a pit. It's fucking great.
All right, there's a couple of real Kev kind of questions. I guess gripes of Kev.
Gripes of Kev are back, ladies and gentlemen.
They're back, folks. And one of them is like, all right, if you shave the mane off the lion, right?
All right, hear me out.
Okay.
We're never gonna get through this, dude.
Oh, boy.
You guys are gonna just make fun of me the whole time.
Just
That's
hear me
fine,
out here,
I
guys.
guess, but-
If you shave the mane
all right,
of a lion,
just hear me out, folks. Hear me out. If you shave the mane off the lion, I mean, it is essentially hair, correct? So,
So a lion's mane is essentially hair.
it's essentially hair, right? Am I right or am I right? Sorry, man. Go
I didn't even catch it until it was already out of my mouth. Just walked right into that.
The
one,
lion's
man.
mane is
Holy hell.
more or less it's hair.
Okay, so what I meant to say. This
Is
is
it
like
hair
that
or is it fur? Tomato,
Ah,
tomato, whatever.
This is really more like that Tommy Boy moment where he's like,
Yeah.
have derailed. He just keeps going, man. You see, if you stick your head up a butcher's ass. So the mane, it's not its own separate thing, but he picks it up like it's a pelt of some kind. But if they shaved it off of the lion, it would just be hair. Like
It would just be
a pile
in the
of-
barbershop
yeah,
on the
exactly.
floor.
it
Yeah,
would
totally.
be no. It would be a pile of hair. So
Yeah.
how could he pick it up like it's like some kind of like
Oh.
animal skin or
Yeah.
a pelt of some kind? You know
Yeah,
what I
it's-
mean?
Yeah, 2 points off the rating here, man. Yep.
So I'll never watch this movie again.
That's a great. Now that right there is a gripe of Kev. I love that.
That is a pure, very pure gripe of Kev. Now,
Mm-hmm.
and since we're on the gripes of Kev, we might as well just keep going here.
Mm-hmm.
So, Emil Muzz is
A great character name.
a great character name, a card-carrying member of the Pagan Brotherhood.
Uh-huh.
Okay, he is also Jerry Caesar's driver.
Mm-hmm.
And he drives his limousine, okay? And they find him down at the dock and, you know, blow it out your pants, cop. Freaking great. Another great piece of dialogue for this movie, right? Delivered with incredible intensity and energy by Jack O'Halloran. Now, they go through the entire car chase, which is quite impressive as far as
Pretty
car
impressive.
chases go. I mean, we go through boxes.
Go through
I'm a
teddy
big fan of
bears.
that. We go through teddy bears. We go down to the beach, on the beach, right?
In the
With
water.
One of the teddy bears is still stuck in the grill.
Mhm.
Into the water. Then
Crazy
he goes
GTA 5 flashbacks watching that.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
exactly, and then to finish it off, he goes up the sort of the walk up ramp of a lifeguard tower,
Mm-hmm.
and he ends up there. And in typical Kev fashion, the first thing that popped into my head was like, what is he going to tell Jerry Caesar, and what is Jerry Caesar going to think of all of this? I'm like, what? Like, what happens next?
He's going to be in trouble with Jerry
Oh,
Caesar.
yeah, but like, I mean, does he go tell Jerry Caesar? Like, what? What does he tell him?
Yeah. Sorry, boss.
Oh, well, I'm really a
Crafty
pagan.
limousine.
Yeah, I'm really a pagan, and some cops confronted me, so I took off and went on this reckless car chase all over L.A., man, and crashed your limo, bro. Like, what? Like, how does that work, man? You know what I mean? These are the things I need to know. These
Gaping
are the
plot
gripes of Kev's.
I'm very
These are the
disappointed in you,
gripes of
Mr.
Kev.
Muzz. I'm very disappointed. You destroyed my car, my favorite limousine.
So I think, I think you can see where I'm coming from.
Yeah,
right?
nah, man. Yeah, I'm with you.
Right?
Leave it to you to bring up the important shit.
Hey, man, this is what you hired me for, bro.
That's it.
This matters.
I love it.
All right, so gripes of Kev over. Let's continue.
Let's get on with it. That's fucking great.
All right,
man.
should we stay on Emil Muzz, or were we?
Yeah, dude.
Where were we?
He is just perfection. He's just perfection. He's everywhere. I love the milk factory. So fucking
It's just his
stupid, dude.
face first and foremost is just so kind of
Punchable?
crazy. Is what?
Punchable. He's got
Yeah,
a
it's
punchable
punchable. It's funny, man. He's just funny, and he's like kind of crazy. His face looks kind of crazy, you know. I don't
Did
know,
you
it's
see that he
just
almost
really-
got cast?
He's big, he's dumb, and he's stupid looking.
Exactly. He almost got cast as Jaws in James Bond, which totally fits.
Yes.
Oh my god, I could
see
totally
that.
see him as that. Yes,
Shout out to the Jaws dude, who was pretty awesome too. But
it would be Richard Keele. Yes.
from Key and Peele.
Yep, from Key and Peele. From P and Keel.
There you go.
From P and Keel.
P and Keele.
Yeah, P and Keel, man. Come on, you know what I'm talking about. Oh shit, that's funny.
Yeah, do that. I don't know why I'm out of the cast and into the scenes, but the driving the tank into the giant milk factory scene, like, I just love that they spent the money to do that. It's in a giant room full of fucking milk showering down on them just for a bit of a comedic bit where they go to the wrong place and do the wrong thing. Like, it's pretty fucking committed to a stupid ass story.
I especially love that it's a total nothing burger.
Exactly. Like, we completely could have just cut it.
Well, we had a warrant, so sorry.
Yeah, that's true,
It's
man.
so great, man.
I bet you love this stuff.
Showered in it.
Calcium, vitamin D.
I'll throw this one in here if we're casting a little bit, where the first cop that Tom Hanks is a fling with was Kimberly Foster, who played Cookie in One Crazy Summer. So he played the girlfriend, and I just
Damn, dude,
love
really?
that. I love that little connection because I was like, that girl is so familiar to me, and then it turns out. So I love the One Crazy Summer connection there.
Wow,
That's
I
great.
really like that a lot, man. That is a big favorite of mine.
Is she the one with the whole like cuffs bit where
The
like
cuffs,
it goes over?
Yeah.
It
She
goes
didn't
over
quite look
Friday's
like
head
herself
completely.
in the cuffs bit, but yeah, it's her.
Well, and this would only be a few
I love
years
that
after
bit.
that.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was like the same year or the year after. Like it was right at that time. Oh, just to fucking rewind. I saw that Christopher Plummer was offered and turned down the role of Gandalf in Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, which is interesting.
Wait,
I could see it.
The one
I
that
could see
came
it.
out like 20 years ago or whatever?
Yeah. He said he was offered it.
Peter Jackson,
said
Lord of the
no and
Rings.
regretted it. And obviously it went to McKellen.
Wow. I don't know about that, man.
Like, you don't believe me, or
No, I do believe you, Chad, first
Okay.
and foremost. I just don't.
I'm gonna have to check. Hold on a minute.
No,
to
no,
confirm
don't
your
go there,
sources
man.
here.
That's not what I meant. It's not one of those incidences where I don't believe you or the internet.
yeah.
Those are real. This is not one of
I'm a
those.
skeptic.
I
You
just
don't think
think
it
I'm
would've
sitting
been a
here
good
trying
casting?
to picture him in the role,
Yeah.
you know. So
I think like
forth.
McKellen
I'm like,
is just like has that little bit of comedy in there that I don't know if I could see Plummer doing the same thing. Maybe. I don't know. He did a bit of comedy here.
definitely did a bunch of comedy here.
Did you go into the other room to tell me that?
I sure did, Chad. And now I'm back.
Said to go see something on my bookshelf.
Hey guys.
Oh my god. You're checking
Anyway.
You were checking your Encyclopedia Britannica whether a lion's mane is a pelt or actually just hair.
No, it's Encyclopedia Nerd-tanica.
Oh, zing! Glavin.
He was looking for the trichloromethane.
Oh yeah,
Pseudohalogenic compound cyanogen. Wow, that's a lot to take in there in that last moment.
Christopher Plummer.
You
don't believe Christopher Plummer was capable of being Gandalf. That's where we left off.
No, it's not what I was saying. What I was saying is just trying to pick. Jesus Christ. I was trying to picture him in the role, and I don't know. I can't fuck you.
It's like, I can't remember what part of Dragnet we were talking about. Well, we were talking about Christopher Plummer playing Gandalf in Lord of the Rings.
Why did you even bring that up, dude? You're like, hey, bit of a rewind. You know, he turned down a role in Lord of the Rings. Like, what does that have to do with anything that we're talking about?
Nothing.
We're still like trying to nail down the cast here, and the Bodias keep like going into bits and bobs. And fucking nuggets.
That's good stuff.
Dude, I love what you just said so much. Bodius.
Bodius.
Hey, Bodius.
You guys never heard that before?
Holy
Bodius.
shit. God damn it, that was funny. All right, so Chad and I are doing our usual thing and fucking it up. I get it.
Yeah, it's one of our talents,
All right.
my friend.
Yep. All right, so let's get off the Lord of the Rings, Christopher Plummer fantasy, and
Just for the record, I could see it, but you know, we all love Ian McKellen.
That's it. Couldn't have said it better myself.
I don't think he could do it better, but I could see it. I think he
could
would
see
do
it.
it. I think he would do it good. You know?
all right, I just feel like Ian McKellen, I just way more buy him being completely stoned all the time.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And was that what you were trying to drive at a minute ago?
Because kind of,
I'm
yeah. I
trying to-
mean, like right in the beginning
Smoking his pipe
of
weed.
Fellowship of the Ring, yeah. I mean, he rolls into the Shire, bro, with a big thing of fireworks, and he's already huffing on a huge bowl.
Yeah, big bag of weed. Yeah.
I'm trying to picture Christopher Plummer saying, "You shall not pass."
That's it. That's a damn good Gandalf, man.
That was good.
Thank you.
Gandalf, where are we? This is the way our parents used to go to school.
Uphill both ways in the snow.
I'm sorry. Okay. 20th attempt to get back on track.
The Virgin County Swale.
Exactly.
How about penal code 0.01, 0.02, 0.3, 0.46, 0.59? Okay. I love it.
The trichloromethane and the pseudohalogenic compound cyanogen.
Uh-huh.
The two of them doing the fucking goat dance in Ganon's office. The guys, fucking stop.
I was so pissed that Ganon didn't believe him.
Yeah.
Again, how do you not believe
pretty
Friday,
huge
bro?
betrayal, man.
Were they still wearing the leggings at that point?
They were.
Oh my
still
god,
wearing
they were
leggings,
fully
yeah.
dressed in their gear, their garb still.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then Alex Trebek pulled all the pills out of his pocket. Trying
Alex
to give him the no.
Trebek. Very nice.
Trebek.
Yeah. All right. My God, I'm just like thinking about what a nightmare this is going to be to edit.
Just leave it,
we're
man.
so all over the place. What I feel like we were on the pagan ritual, and then we went to Plumber. Wait, what happened?
Doesn't matter.
Wait,
It was
it's
good.
gotta
It was
be
good
your
stuff. It was good stuff either way.
Okay. So where are we?
Let's talk some scenes, and then I'm sure we can sprinkle the rest of the cast in. I think we should talk about the opening Dabney Coleman go and see all the playmates, and Tom Hanks knew all of the details about them. That was a great fucking scene.
April.
Yes.
It was so good.
Absolutely great. Sylvia Wyss wanted you.
That's that. It was so great.
They're quite impressive. Bordering on spectacular. I can't even. I used to be able to do that spot on. I can't even come close.
was pretty
right
good.
now. Yeah,
That was
all right.
That was close. You're in the ballpark.
They're quite impressive, Miss Wiss. Bordering on spectacular. He's like trying to hold it back so hard. He's trying to contain himself. It's so great.
It's perfect.
Wait, we usually do scenes. We usually don't do scenes like bits and bobs. Wait,
There's no
you sure you
rules,
want to
bro.
do this like
no
this?
rules.
Oh my god. Okay, go ahead, Mister Lone Wolf. Go ahead, man.
November. The
He likes it hot.
the amount of times they switch the cars, man. They just keep getting their fucking
ended up in a
cars
Yugo
stolen.
was terrific.
No, the
Dude,
Yugo was so great.
Yeah, I mean, I was the great thing is that they leaned into that shit so hard, man, that like you're like, okay, they're in the usual Ford POS, then we're in an Escort wagon 2-door hatchback rather, and you're like, yeah, that thing's a piece of shit, and then we go to a Yugo, it's
So bad.
even better, man. And then Emil Muzz flips the thing over
Yeah.
physically, literally.
Under the Hollywood sign, which is tropey as fuck.
Oh my god, so great.
Look at the stars, Joe. Oh, there's like a dozen of them. So silly. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, there's some good scenes in here. You got. There's got to be some shit that you guys like.
Oh my god, the whole thing,
The
man.
whole
I
fucking
mean,
thing. Chili dogs. Chili dogs are pretty good.
yeah, chili dogs were great. I hate you, Strebeck.
Yeah, it was very much the what was it? The tuna salad sandwich and only the fucking strong or whatever, and over the top. You know, his fucking Tom Hanks gets a salad or whatever at the chili dog place. It was great.
Yeah.
Tom Hanks gets a fruit salad.
Yes, and eats it with chopsticks.
At a hot dog stand.
Yeah.
Eats it with chopsticks.
And eats it with chopsticks. Exactly.
It's perfect.
He's always like, let's go get some sushi.
Sushi really isn't my bag.
Raw tuna isn't my bag. Were there any scenes in the station other than the like office? I'm trying to think.
Well, the opening scene, I love, man. I love his narration in the beginning into the opening scene. You know, like he goes through it, you know. The boss is Captain Gannon. My name's Friday. And it's like, bang, then we're into it. Like, that's a perfect opening for this movie.
Yeah, and when
I really enjoyed that.
when he loses it in Tom Hanks's face when he's dressed like a hobo, it was perfect too.
Yeah, that's when he does his first, like, you know, regulation 3.1, 0.20, 0.30,
Yeah.
0.59, you know. It's excellent. His little kind of, well, whatever. Skip that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to think. I'm trying to stick to your super loose format here with the scenes. Man.
Change the topic. It doesn't matter.
Change the channel, bro. Do it.
Do it. Take it away. Stake it away.
All right, let's talk about.
Oh, dude.
Go ahead.
The questioning scene in the station where
Oh yeah.
Is excellent. Yeah, it's a perfect segue for talking about Jack O'Halloran.
Yeah.
You need anything? Yeah, some chewing gum and a Snickers bar.
And my lawyer, badge kisser. Again, great insult. And delivered with such great intensity by Jack O'Halloran. So Jack O'Halloran, I wasn't sure if it was him. Thought it was because I was like, God, he kind of looks like Non from Star Trek. I mean, Star Trek. Jesus Christ, that's a death. Superman 2. And lo, it was Jack O'Halloran.
Was indeed with a sweet stash.
With an excellent stash.
Outstanding.
I blew my mind. I mean, I totally recognized him, but couldn't remember from what, and it blew my top off when I saw that he was. Actually took my top off when I saw that he was in Superman. It's fucking great,
Right?
right?
And I mean, it's so.
He doesn't even have any dialogue in that, does he? He's
I was
he's
just about to
groans
say
and
that.
sort of grunts.
Yeah.
It's kind of ironic that he was so imposing and scary in Superman 2, and he had absolutely no dialogue. And then this, like, he never shuts up in this movie. Like, he's always something coming out of his mouth, you know?
He's very mouthy.
Very mouthy.
He's just such a, like, I don't even know how to describe the ridiculousness of his character in this film, but it's just so perfect.
It's really high intensity, man. You know,
Yeah.
I like it. There's a craziness there, and he's got those eyes, man, that are just kind of crazy. You know,
Yep. and giant chompers on him that he's always showing.
Yeah. So it works, man. And his dialogue is fantastic, man. Blow out your pants, cop.
He's really funny, man.
Yeah, he's hysterical,
I was
man.
struck by how funny he was. But yeah, the whole scene with the drawer is just it's just too funny.
It's so dumb.
It's funny, and it's all like, for me, like, I never got how it worked as a kid, and then when I rewatched it, I was just like, I don't understand how this is working.
I still don't quite understand, but
I mean, you don't really need to for it to be funny, but you're just kind of like, how does that work? Like, the end of a drawer,
That's the point.
it just kind of ends there, but it's not necessarily like, how would his balls get into the end of the drawer, like, to get smashed?
And let's be fair here. You only have to close my balls in the drawer once, and I'll tell you everything. It doesn't have to be a few times.
Yeah, fair enough.
I actually want to volunteer for a death here, because when I saw Tom Hanks's fake mustache, I was like, oh, there's at least one mustache in this, and completely forgot that both Dabney Coleman and Jack O'Halloran had a mustache throughout the whole fucking movie. So I want to volunteer for a not observing the mustaches appropriately death.
Well,
That's fair.
You got yourself a death, son.
Because they're pretty good. They're pretty good stashes, dude. I mean, Coleman's known for having stashes quite often.
again, I believe we already committed him to the Mustache Hall of Fame,
Yeah, fair enough.
For being essentially always having one.
Literally.
He represents it like a motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
I mean, he looks about 600 years old in his IMDb, and he's got a gleaming white stash.
He's still got one. He's still rocking the
He's
stash.
rocking it, dude. I love it.
You got to respect that, man.
That's like when you hear about people that have their like 80th wedding anniversary. Like he's got his 80th mustache anniversary. I'm so proud of him.
There you go. I like that a lot.
Yeah, my father-in-law, like I said, is like the, Crocodile Dundee rodeo clown cowboy dude, and he's had a stash, I guess, his whole life. Like, so he's going on shit. I don't know. He's probably 50 years straight with never having anything but a stash, and in the last like 2 weeks he's gone goatee. It's the weirdest thing, and I'm kind of okay with it, like whatever. But like it's like 55 plus years of a stash, and he's for some reason gone goatee. It's kind of weird.
Wow, what kind of a goatee is it? Like a Van Dyke or like a?
I don't know. It's kind of like a fucking dude from the Quickie Mart in
oh really,
Clerks.
Dante.
Clerk, yeah, he's got a Dante, yeah. It's like a 90s stash, but he's got obviously like kind of very salt and pepper because he's very old. But I don't know. It's pretty wild. Like it's not a well kempt goatee. Like he's definitely been a purveyor of the push broom for his whole life, just like a gigantic push broom. So I think Coleman's 60+ year commitment to his stash is just a testament to his stashosity.
Absolutely, he definitely deserves some kind of mustache dedication award.
If there was mustache money, he'd be on one of the bills, dude.
It's not a Purple Heart. It's more about like years of service.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
It's not about one heroic mustache act. It's about just showing up with a mustache every day of
the
your
grind.
Life, Yeah.
Yeah, he's a 4-star mustache general. I love it. And O'Halloran had a pretty sweet stash too, man. Like
terrific.
Nothing to complain about.
Terrific stash.
He's got a bit of a mug, so it worked.
I can't not see that dude as Jaws now. Like those two guys are almost interchangeable.
They really kind of are.
Almost.
I feel like Christopher Plummer should have had a stash, but
not in this.
Just scoping the stashes here. O'Halloran's got like, what would you say? What do you call a stash that's got like it's tall at the nose and then it kind of tapers down? It is kind of a lazy caterpillar, but it's like a Hitler lazy caterpillar hybrid or something.
It doesn't really droop at the lips. It's kind of
droops a little bit. I'll send it through.
I mean, it depends. It depends on what his mouth is doing, really.
Yeah, I was just gonna say he's kind of got a little bit of a.
There's a picture of him looking surprised.
He's got a little bit of a duck face here that maybe is causing me to overthink.
And when he's smiling, it certainly doesn't look like it's drooping. But that's that. I mean, that in and of itself is a thing, right? I mean,
yeah, the smile it goes straight as when he smiles, it's got like a Pedro Pascal's kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of recent legends in the mustache pantheon. Oh, we're just talking about O'Halloran's mustache, like what category of stash it falls in. I was saying it was
Very
kind
nice.
of it's got a lazy caterpillar Hitler hybrid thing going on, and then we were commenting on when he smiles, it straightens out. There's a couple of images in WhatsApp for you.
Wonderful.
Talking about the important stuff, in other words.
Yeah, well, that is important.
Any more, kudos and congratulations to the mustache aficionados? I mean, the fake stash was pretty good.
No, the fake stash was great.
Yeah.
The only thing I'll say is just to one of your comments before about Dabney Coleman, like the dude definitely, man, he's like Sam Elliott in that he's always had a stash.
Yeah.
Did he have a stash in War Games? He must have.
If I remember correctly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
Then
I mean,
he's
Hank's had a
legend.
fake stash in this, but he has had a mustache at several points in his life.
No doubt.
Even kind of had a sort of a Gomez thing going on at one point, it looks like here.
Whoa.
But he had one for Sully, and look, clearly he's just like kind of rocked a stash. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, confirmed Coleman has a full-blown porn star stash in War Games.
There you go. He's not really the porn stash kind of guy.
No, he's not, but like...
Chad, I'm with you.
Where
dude.
I'm
I
going
get
with
it.
this is like... Yeah, I'm not even going to go there, actually.
Yeah, don't
We'll
go
cut. I'll just leave it. Leave it to the imagination. It's a pretty sweet stash. It's very bushy.
No doubt. We are not denying its awesomeness.
It's his awesomosity.
Did Hanks have a mustache in Cloud Atlas?
No.
No.
Well,
I guess it was like a
Yeah.
good. I'm thinking of like the knuckle
No, he
sandwich
didn't.
guy. Like, was that like a goatee?
well, okay, so yeah, the knuckle sandwich guy was a goatee. Dermot
Yeah, okay.
Hoggins,
Dermot Hoggins. That's right.
right? And then when he played Dr. Henry Goose back in like the 1800s,
Yes.
he had like a long, my recollection is a long sort of mustache, waxed mustache. I could be incorrect by that in that.
No, that's ringing the bell.
Right? I mean, you're correct in that he really does have mustaches in many situations.
Yeah, I'm
I love
not
that
kidding.
movie. The makeup at work is kind of terrible in that movie, but I still love that movie.
Cloud Atlas. Yeah, there's some questionable makeup work, but
But it's a really incredible effort, man. So there you have it, folks. Steak and mustaches. What do you guys want to talk about next?
Nuggets.
All right, nuggets. Let's do it.
I got a nugget that no one will give a shit about, but I don't give a fuck because I'm
But why?
saying it
Wow.
anyways.
Defiant to the end. You're like a Furion, Chad.
Which is the zookeeper with the lion scene in the beginning is played
Okay.
by an actor. I was like, where do I know her from? And she was the
Where do you know her
waitress Jenny
from?
in the diner in Muppets Take Manhattan, which is like the best Muppets movie ever.
that is the
Jesus,
best Muppets
dude.
movie.
I fucking
Holy
love Muppets Take Manhattan.
shit. That is
Yeah.
such a deep cut. I've
It
never
is,
even seen
yeah.
that
I was
movie.
like, where the fuck? I know that girl. Yep, she's Jenny from the Muppets Take
That's-
Manhattan, dude. Best goddamn
That's a
movie.
movie
Wow.
we should do.
We should do that movie. It's so fucking funny, dude. I love that movie.
All right.
Hey,
well, I've never even seen it.
and Kermit
Yep.
grows a mustache.
Oh, he
does.
Speaking of steak
Second.
and mustaches, Kermit grows a fucking sweet stash in that movie. Oh my god, you're right.
And we get to listen to Ben do his Kermit impression, which I love.
Oh hell
For
yeah.
an entire episode.
Together again.
Yeah.
Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my nugget. That's just for me.
Okay.
Okay. Chad,
What else? What do you
thank
got?
You.
Who's got nuggets?
You got any
All
nuggets
right,
there, Kev Maroney? You want to open it
drop
up?
some
Read a
nuggets.
couple?
I've dropped quite a few, but this
You
is
did.
kind of interesting. So,
There have been nuggets dropped already.
Mhm.
all right. So the house of the Virgin Connie Swale
Mm.
was
Which looks
also
like a
one-
dollhouse.
Mhm.
It did look like a dollhouse, but interestingly enough, in addition to looking like a dollhouse, it also appeared in the movie The Burbs, which
Ooh.
also starred Tom Hanks.
One Thomas Hanks.
Correct.
I like it.
And You have to give me a second here to find this. Because my phone died and I just had to switch to my old phone. That's it. It was later used in the television series Desperate Housewives. So,
Whoa.
weird. Yeah.
One of my
Multiple
all-time favorite
uses.
shows, Desperate Housewives.
Yeah, dude, that is my favorite show.
Oh, it's my second favorite after Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
I love a good casting nugget, right?
Totally.
So,
Jeez.
Dan Aykroyd originally wanted Jim Belushi to play Pep Streebek.
Would have been interesting, man.
It would have been.
I'm gonna
interesting.
nugget on your nugget. There was a
Okay,
nugget about how Aykroyd and Belushi met. I guess they met in a speakeasy in Chicago. That was a favorite night spot, and Aykroyd put on a blues record. And I guess like at that time, Belushi was a big metal fan and really had never listened to blues before. So it was like kind of like they hit it off and became buddies. And he was super fascinated with the blues as a result of, the blues record. And it turns out that was kind of the familiarization with the blues there led to them forming the Blues Brothers Act. And so it was kind of an interesting kind of like origin story of the Blues Brothers. And I thought that was kind of cool.
Wow, that is interesting.
That is
And
very
I
cool.
will nugget off your nugget off my nugget.
Hell
And
yeah.
that Albert Brooks, of all people, was offered the part of Pep Streebek,
Whoa.
which I cannot even see.
No.
And I don't know if it's maybe because I've just seen this too many times and with Hanks in the role, but
No. Wasn't he in that death movie where you have to like redeem yourself or whatever? Defending your life.
yeah, correct. That is Albert Brooks.
I totally like picture
Yes.
that character as Pep, and then I just don't get it. Nah, no way, man. Ooh, Rip Torn is in that. Yeah, okay.
Definitely
Mayax.
more tangents. Mayax.
Speaking of, I think it would be a worthy nugget here to kind of close my thoughts on Aykroyd. Where like when we were talking about Aykroyd earlier, I feel like I don't know whether I buy it or not. Like, let's just say that it's reasonably true that people like Murray and Chevy Chase are kind of dicks, in their personal lives. I feel like the legendosity of Aykroyd here, he seems like a solid dude, and I love that he hasn't kind of fallen from the pedestal of 80s comedy glory that he remains on, in my opinion. And to add to that mythos, Michael Palin from Monty Python said that Aykroyd was the only American that could have joined Monty Python, which obviously, ironically, is funny because Aykroyd's from Canada. But I love that, someone from Monty Python gave him some kudos, which is interesting.
I could almost see that.
Yeah, like he's just
Yes.
I feel like chatting about him tonight. Like he's really got to be, for me at least, like probably like top 3, top 5 comedic actors. Man, he's just so actors, writers. He's so good.
Yeah, he's an interesting dude, man. He peddles his Crystal Skull,
His crystal vodka,
vodka, and he's like super into like the occult and like old crazy stories, and he's an interesting guy.
Yeah.
He's almost sort of like his character in Ghostbusters, like in
totally.
real life, Like,
Yeah, he's like Ray Stantz.
yeah, he's kind of like Ray Stantz.
Yeah, no, he's a cool cat, man. I've always loved his work, and I've always admired him for sure.
Well, that's all my nugs.
Nice. I've got a little thing to throw in.
Yeah, Benny.
Go ahead.
So like Chrissy Snaps and I were watching this last night, and it came to the part where like Streebek's like, like, hey, won't let me listen to my music. You want me to do this? So I'm watching my TV. And he's got his like Seiko TV watch on.
Yes, dude.
And Chrissy was like, there's no way that's real. It was like the 80s. I'm like, I know, it doesn't make sense, but I swear to God, I fucking remember this being a thing.
Totally.
Well, it turns out it is absolutely real. And the way it worked was like it had an LCD screen on the watch itself, but like the way you tuned it in and powered it had like a whole separate thing that was like the size of a Walkman.
Yes.
That was
Like
like
in
the
your
battery
pocket or
pack
something?
and like the tuner. What's that?
Like in your pocket or something?
Yeah, like you like plugged it in and it had like a little,
That's great.
little cord on it, and yeah.
Well,
It was
it's
like a
it's
separate
the
unit that
VR
had, like, the
goggle
guts of
equivalent.
it.
Yeah,
I like
exactly.
that.
Exactly. So like when it wasn't plugged in to that thing, it was just an ordinary watch. But when you plugged that
Exactly,
in, like you could watch
yes.
TV.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, your VR reference is correct. Like exactly like that. Like the goggles are just nothing, and then you plug the phone into them. And then
At
all of
least
a sudden
back
you've
a
got
little while back they were. Now
device.
they're all in one more often than not. But yeah,
Yeah, they're all stupid still.
fucking
Anyway.
dumb shit, man. Fucking
Yup,
man.
stupid. Everything sucks.
That's cool, man. I like that. I love that it was a thing. That was like,
Anyway, it's just kind of a neat bit of tech from the 80s. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest. All of us were huge gadget nerds back in the day, so it would have been pretty
come on.
frothy.
Yeah.
Definitely, dude.
Back when we thought like the Japanese were going to be like the fucking technocrats
Yeah.
of the universe forever.
Yeah, right. I know. That
You know
really
what? It turned
did
out the
not go
Japanese have been
anywhere.
shot.
Yeah, hey, nice one, brother.
Whoa.
I think my last little nugget is, I think almost anybody that thinks about Dragnet thinks about, Jack Webb saying just the facts, ma'am. You know, not because Dan Aykroyd did it, but because that was the Jack Webb thing. But it was
Sure.
actually never uttered by Jack Webb in the entire show or the radio show.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is there
it
something
was,
similar?
No, the line was said by a comedian named Stan Freyberg.
Yeah, I always thought they were in the show too.
I presume in the show, but I don't know if that's true or not. But I always thought it was in the show, but I think it's very interesting that it really was never in the show. But it's peppered throughout this film quite liberally.
Even
so-
speaking of bits and bobs, the striptease scene where they went and get the really good coffee. The lyrics from the music says "just the facts" just before he says "ma'am" to her when she's like bent over.
Jesus,
thought was
dude.
quite
The
good.
fucking song.
It's great. Oh yeah, the hip hop track at the end.
The fucking song at the end.
Oh,
yeah.
it's so
Oh
good.
man, that was
Can't miss that shit.
yeah, that's a piece of shit. But
It was
It's-
glorious though. It was
it's
very
freaking
like
glory. It is. You're right.
Ghostbusters
It's
fucking
glorious.
2 and its sillyosity. I love that kind of stupid
Yes.
shit.
Sillyosity. Oh man, good stuff. All right, what else? That's it. Deaths.
Deeth.
Death.
Lydia Deeth.
High potential for death. All right, so we got Ben thought Tom Cruise was really funny in this death.
That was great.
That was
Kudos,
great.
Benny,
And then
kudos.
I ejected on Tom Hanks, and then Chad had a self-imposed Jodie Foster death.
Yep.
Then Chad had the chang death,
Mhm.
and then I had a Star Trek O'Halloran death.
Why
And
did you get a
then,
death for
Chad-
that?
Star Trek O'Halloran. Oh my god, I'm so blown out. I do not remember.
Yeah, I don't either. I believe you though.
Yeah,
I don't need
believe
to
it
fact
too.
check you.
I don't remember what the reference was. And anyway, it was because I think I said Star Trek I said Star Trek 2 instead of Superman 2. That's what it was. And then Chad had the I like this one a lot. Non-observance of mustaches in death. Sir, you are being cited for non-observance of mustaches.
I mean, that's fair enough.
It is absolutely fair. Anyway, that's our death section. Let's move on to ratings.
I'll go first just because
Please.
it's gonna be a fucking 5 like it always is. So
Thanks for disappointing us. Holy shit, dude.
I feel like this movie is like it held up better than Naked Gun. And Naked Gun is considered for many to be like a classic comedy. I definitely will put an asterisk there just because Benny, I think, very astutely said that it depends on your state of mind at the time, which I totally agree with. But I don't know. Like, I really dug watching this. It was really funny. The lack of nostalgia for me probably knocks it down just a little tiny bit. But I've got it up with Real Genius and Innerspace at a 5.6, and then the kind of next tier up. Let's see, there was like a high 5, I think, like a 5.8 or something was some of the other ones.
So that's like pressing our noses against the glass to see what we're never going to be able to afford.
Well, like 5.8 Caddyshack, for example. Like Caddyshack is 5.8 Groundhog Day. Like it's not as good as Groundhog Day for me,
Dude.
you know.
All right.
Beverly Hills Cop Overboard 5.8. So
Okay.
it's the seal. That's the ceiling for comedy movies, I guess, on the
apparently.
On the algo.
If I could just critique your rating this week, I prefer not being disappointed in advance.
Okay.
I like when it happens in real time.
Suddenly, like tearing off a Band-Aid. Okay, no worries.
Exactly. Much better, because every week Benny and I are kind of like, this is it. This is the
Grown.
week. And then you're like, dude, it's a 5 again. Okay. So that's my critique of your rating, dude.
Okay.
And again, I know that you're rating it against every other movie in the universe, but you just talked about how much you love the movie for a solid hour.
I know you're rating it against every movie in the universe, but go fuck yourself.
Yeah. All right. Okay, Benny, save me from this, please.
Sure. You're granted there's probably a lot of nostalgia at play here, but I'm going to go with a 9. I really was
Nice.
I mean, like I said, I've seen it hundreds of times. I love this movie, and I really hadn't watched it in quite a long time, and I'm glad we did this because it's great to have an opportunity to check it out again, and I'm so glad that I wasn't even slightly disappointed.
Yeah,
or it just stood up so well. So good job.
Wow, I agree
really
with
did
everything
stand
that
up.
you just said. Yes, that was excellent, excellent high level. I mean, excellent. Ooh, man, that's a death. That's not a high level, bro. Excellent rating.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, it was well worded, and I agree with pretty much everything that you said. Like, this movie held up beautifully. Like, I don't really think it had anything to do with nostalgia. Like, I so thoroughly enjoyed watching it this week, and I can tell when I've got a lot of nostalgia kind of coursing through my veins versus when something's really just rocking it on its own. And it was just great to rediscover this movie like 20 years later, just notice different things and appreciate different things. I think this is
for sure.
Excellent comedy, man. It deserves way more than the 50% it gets on Rotten Tomatoes. And therefore, I will be rating it a 9.03. Awesome.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
Excellent.
Yeah, dude.
And so what movie that I'm going to rate a 5 should we do next week, Kev?
Oh, that would be the excellent buddy cop movie, Lethal Weapon 2.
Yeah, much to Kev's chagrin.
Thank you, man. God, it sounds like almost like a hockey goal. I like that. So, yeah, we're doing Lethal Weapon 2, folks. I'm sure you're going to be excited about that. I know I am, and I know the rest of the gang here is. So, thanks so much for joining us for this classic 80s comedy, Dragnet. Didn't disappoint. Can't wait to watch Lethal Weapon 2 next week in week 3 of Buddy Cop
Coposity.
Comedy Month.
BCCM, as we know it in the EBD.
God, it's amazing that I cannot even believe that somebody like myself that literally never stops talking has so much trouble saying these things sometimes here.
Yeah.
Whew. All right. So, yeah, that's it. So long for now, folks.
See ya. And thank you for sticking with us for 200 episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. We didn't even talk about that?
Happy 200 episodes, dudes.
Oh, that was fucking weak. It's so weak, dude. Anyway. Good night. That was so piss poor, dude.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
See you later.
And that's going to wrap up this week's 200th episode of the EBD podcast. Good thing we didn't mention it once during the entire show. If you'd like to check out the show notes for this 200th show, you can do so in your podcast app of choice.
You're going to get the link right
at our
this time?
website. I'm going to try ebd.fm/episode/200. Hey. Also, if you want to tell your friends about this 200th episode, you can do so by telling them or by going on, one of the many podcast services and talking about the 200th episode.
The most important thing about telling your friends is to actually tell your friends.
That's right. And you can also support this 200th episode this great 200 episode show by going on Patreon and supporting us directly. And that's patreon.com/EBD podcasts. All right. Thanks for joining us for this 200th episode of the EBD blah and Dragnet, of course. And we'll see you next week for week 3 of Buddy Cop Movie Month. Lethal Weapon 2. So long for now, folks.
Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Stop it.